Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is a June reading for Virgo, which I should be in the frame here. The reading that I'm doing for June is a Lenormand Grid. It's one of the readings that I offer for sale, although it is 10 cards because I have an oracle card over here that's going to give a topic for the reading. So the decks that I'm using are the Gilded Reverie Lenormand and my double deck of Work Your Light Oracle and the Starseed Oracle, same author and artist. So I got a Starseed Oracle pop out here, and I'll get into that in a minute. If you purchased a reading, I would shuffle the cards out on camera, but in the interest of time, we're just going to leave them like this. I mean, in the interest of time, in terms of recording and processing, I laid them out already. This one came out in the challenge position. There we go. Red leather, yellow leather. So I will get to that when we get to it. So Virgo, there's not a whole lot going on in terms of Virgo energy. Mercury's going to be retrograde from the 1st through the 22nd of June, so that could have an effect on Virgo. I think the only other thing directly in Virgo is the moon on the 16th and 17th. Now Mercury's going to be in Neptune the whole time, so that does cast this kind of Sleeping Beauty vibe for Virgo. So we'll see what comes out in the cards for that. Pisces is also in Neptune, so there's a lot of I'm getting like Vision Quest vibes, actually. So we'll see what comes through. New moon in Gemini on the 10th might have a little bit more effect on Virgo than, say, the full moon in Capricorn on the 24th. So we'll see what we get. Let's see what the topic of discussion is. So we have the weight of the world. Boundaries, let go, it's not yours to carry. This looks very dreamy and sleepy, like floating in a waterbed. Now this card came out inverted, which to me often means confusion or delay. But this to me is like, no, I'm letting go, I'm falling through, or I'm being sucked up into the atmosphere towards my higher self. But either way, I don't really see the card coming out inverted as anything to be concerned about. Very much already in the process of letting go, of releasing, of those really weird, strange dreams are coming through, and it's processing emotional content from within the cells itself. Let me just skim this in the book, because this deck is still new to me. And just skim it and see if there's any additional information we might need for the purposes of this reading. Yeah, I gotta look after number 1, because if you're running on empty, you don't really have anything to give other people. It's like switching into a system of sustainability. I really can't pronounce words, but apparently it's not happening right now. I'm gonna blame it on the beer that I just drank. I call it good. I need to establish boundaries. It's also coming out of this, like hitting the feeder button of approval from other people or social media. It's trying to back into that and let go of needing to be jacked into other people or have other people siphoning your energy off of you. It's talking about nourishing your soul, inner well, and all that stuff. Right. So it's letting other people's issues, energies, and problems wash away from you, right? Like, if you have, you don't need to be carrying other people's baggage on top of your own, let alone trying to whittle down the size of your rucksack, your bindle. Now let's flip these over and see what goes with this. Okay, so we have the mice inverted. Come to nibble your resources away, but coming in inverted, perhaps not. So 7 of swords in 7 of wands inverted with that. 23, the mice. So we have the labyrinth, 43. Major arcana energy, so perhaps the emperor and the empress, or the wheel, not the wheel, the chariot. God. We have the ring inverted, ace of wands energy. It's just like potentially breaking a contract here. Contractual obligations. So you have the mask in the challenge position, major arcana energy, 4 and 0, emperor and the fool energy, or perhaps 4 completions of the wheel, or 4 wheels, right? Ezekiel's 4-wheeled situation there. The cross inverted, 6 of wands. We have the house, king of cups, number 4. This is number 36. 36 and 4, 40. 23 and 25 is 47. So there's a number 4 missing. Oh, 48. There's 5 missing. The child inverted. I think this is the exact same card in position this was in last time I got this card. With the jack of swords inverted here, I think it's going to be the page. The moon inverted, 8 of cups inverted. And the snake, number 7, with the queen of wands. Is there the king on here? No. Wrong suit. Okay. I feel like that could be slightly better focused. It's hard because these cards have so much small detail on them. And they're shiny. I think that's probably good. Let me see where we are here. Yeah, it's pretty much in there. Okay, so just keep looking at those if you can. I'm going to skim a couple of these. Okay. Yep, okay. Oh, okay. Alright. I'm getting into this. I'm just skimming because I want to be able to present this at once. I haven't used this deck that much, and I'm just brushing up on it a little bit by skimming some of the text for additional keywords. Okay. Oh, okay, I'm starting to get some downloads with this spread. Okay. Alright, I'm almost there. I just want to look at a couple more things before I start speaking. Interesting. Okay. Almost there. Just bear with me for a second. Wow, okay. Damn, this is good. This reading is actually quite intense. That's weird. There's a helicopter. Shouldn't be a helicopter. Now I gotta wait for the helicopter to finish going by. This reading indicates for me, for Virgo, that there's somebody in, like in business, in a business way, that kind of crawled in and stole what was supposed to be your contract or your promotion or your closing on a house or your civil partnership signed on the dotted line. It's like they came in and stole what you were gonna get. They stole your promotion, they stole your keys to the city and your award and your house and your car and your dog and your man and all that, or woman, depending on which way you're swinging there. But it's like somebody leveraged stuff that you were working towards out of your life so they could have it without the effort, and used it as a way to steal your energy, essentially. Right? They just decided to invade your boundary and wind themselves around your life and then just kind of zip out the door. I'm seeing this as happening in the past. What they're doing is very immature. It's in a way that if they weren't trying to behave as you and usurp you, they would never have gotten it, because they were not behaving in a professional manner on their own without sort of baiting and switching. Stole your spotlight, crashed your car, all that kind of stuff. This cross inverted with this house here, I see these cards in this possible maturity. It was like an unpleasant truth of karmic ties related to childhood patterns of things being kind of sniped from your grasp, right? Somebody sniped the stuff you were depending on getting on eBay for some reason. The last minute, they outbid you. And then they threw it out on, 2 weeks after they got it. There's an aspect of rebuilding here because there's no longer a drainage and the cross is no longer being carried. There's an illumination factor working on being rid of, this case, the Queen of Wands distorted. It's very much the sort of a femme fatale kind of energy. This house is sort of a stability that Virgo has probably been trying to work towards. The reward. They want to be balanced and tidy and having space to display and roll out and tuck away their emotions. It's very much like the usurping energy is a distorted feminine energy, a karmic feminine energy. And it's not explicit that it's acting against the masculine energy, but the way that these cards are rolling, it does seem more that someone who's trying to have been sort of plotting and even-tempered and practical, linear in their steps, had something taken away by these sort of crafty wiles, which could be ascribed to a distorted feminine type of energy. Like a fatal attraction, like a seduction away from a steadily incremented course. But this is all about boundaries. I'm separated from other people, yet if we're working towards the same goal, we still have the ability to interact. But not if you're going to be fake about it. Right? I'm no longer naive to the situation. I'm hip to what you're laying down. Again, an unpleasant truth that's been learned the hard way. Had to go through 8 sour cups to open the secret chamber. Do I want more information for this reading? I want to read more about the house, because there's a solution going on between the house and this snake. But the snake is kind of falling through the branches of their own design, right? There's no continuity loop of energy there for the snake. But that's not your problem, right? It's not your issue to solve. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Coming out inverted, but this does look, I mean, this temple is very similar to what a house would bring in. The Hathors, are the Hathors truth, or is that just the cow goddess of fertility? Let's check. This is the wrong book. The Hathors. Oh, we the Hathors. If I looked it up right. UVW. Okay. A child of the cosmic mother, and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. A nourishing card. This one talked about nourishing as well. The journey on Earth can be rocky and lonely at times. Okay, so it says this card is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. So there's this call to remind you, Virgo, an earth sign, that even though you exist in this highly mental state because of the mercurial overlordship, that encountering distorted feminine energy and understanding its trick and trade doesn't mean that all feminine energy is toxic. Use your earth sign essence to tie into the earth mother itself for that nourishing. The weight of the world doesn't have to be on you. You can rest upon it and be cradled in that grounded, energetic link up. Like the umbilical cord. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, right? Everyone has masculine and feminine energy. When you get into that nurturing, that comes in with a feminine flow, right? You don't have to think about it. It comes in this sort of rocking wave form, like these little wavelets here. An interference pattern, but here the interference pattern is a distortion, a communication breakdown, where it's, you see you throw two rocks in the water and it's this beautiful symmetric pattern, and then somebody goes and slaps it with their hand. That's what this snake energy is doing, but it's being called to restore with more of an umbilical cord energy, which is different than a bitey snake, though a similar cord shape. You're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container. So what's going on here is it's almost like a naivety from childhood wounds that stems from, I don't feel protected, so I'm going to work really hard, but I'm also, for some reason, I'm sheltered because I wasn't given shelter, so I don't know how to shelter. And therefore, there's cracks in my armor. There's chinks in my armor because I made it out of cardboard myself. I wasn't taught how to do it by those who were supposed to nurture me. That's the kind of energy that's coming in here. Now, Virgo can be the maiden, right? Help me, and rescue me, and then, princess in a castle, locked up in the tower kind of energy. That's a slightly distorted version of it, but the Virgo energy as a maiden, as a child or an inner child, tends to come with sort of wonderment and naivety, and not jaded enough to see that others around them might be out to get them. So it's a little bit of not growing bark on your human flesh in order to protect yourself necessarily, but to have understanding and awareness and still be able to nurture yourself through an episode where you have to regroup after setting your heart's desire on something that's some contract of sorts that someone took away from you that you were really counting on. I really wanted to win that. It was my super fulfillment, and this person's like, I just wanted to win it to win it, Christmas toys left out in the rain the next day, that kind of energy. Okay, so this is, it's not hard, it's not being, it's a message, a reminder, a notation to Virgo to say, don't harden up by taking some lumps. Don't grow like a full energy body callus because you got a blister on your thumb. What you want to do is say, oh, that was unpleasant. Next time I'm in this situation, maybe I'll handle it with some kid gloves and watch my six. but I'm still going to nurture myself and understand that my goals are worthy, and not give up just because somebody tried to horn in on it. Okay? So, if you want to get a personal reading, let me get over to my sign here. This is crooked because my tripod is wonky and I don't want to adjust it too aggressively. Alright, so the list of readings that I offer and how much they cost is going to be underneath here in the description box. The list, still not quite in focus. No? Okay. The list is also on my little WordPress site there. There's a home page and then there's another page that has the same list of readings with a green background and little thumbnail images. But I do also have a playlist, readings for sale playlist, so you can see them in action in real time as they get laid out and spoken of. So the samples. If you'd like to help keep my channel running, donation, energy exchange, tip jar, it's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Or if you'd like stuff for money, I've got the readings, I've got merch and prints and actual art items over here on Etsy. There's a coupon code 3star17, 17% off 3 items or more. If you go through the link tree, that should pop right in at the top. I've got coloring books, dark poetry. You can email me. I've got social media. All of these links are through the link tree. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.